welcome back to the Harvest. Here I have with me my boy Jamon. Now, Jamon is if you grew up in the church, you kind of know how it goes. Like you just have those younger youth that like being in church with you and just like pretty much just take shape in what you're doing and follow suit of what you're doing. Like we mobbed together, sung in the choir. Man played drums at the church.
Everything you
Man was their choir director. It was all that. But ever since a youngin, I know him since he was literally born. It's crazy. But next I have to me is Jamon Washburn, a great individual, great young guy that I take proud in knowing. Mr. Tri-Cities, graduated this year from high school. Dual enrollment, so you already got a year under your belt for college.
A year under my belt.
For college, the man's going into college being a sophomore already. Yep. He already got the 30 credits.
Don't make me sound too good, man. Don't make me sound good too.
Hey, look, man, talk to him nice. But no, I have, like I like to call it, one of my young bulls. My young bulls right here, Jamon. Welcome. Welcome to the Harvest, bro.
Thank you. It's an honor of being here, man. Real honor of being here.
Yeah, man. So, we was talking earlier, and I realized one thing I realized about you, and I've known it since like you were little. You always you knew a lot for your age. Even as you knew how to direct the choir. You picked up on things easily. The man was directing the choir at like 6'5". I don't even think he was that old. You know what I'm saying?
Probably been three, 4.
Even then, he knew he picked up on it and was like, okay, I need to do this. But it's just that talking to you now, I realize you got a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge stored up in you. And I was gonna do this episode by myself, and then talking to you, I was like, I gotta get you on. I gotta get you on here. But I just want to talk about you and not you, but your experience how did you get to the point to where because the stuff we were talking about, you were talking about stuff that we talked on the Harvest first season of just like knowing yourself,
right?
Trusting yourself, taking risks,
the bit life key.
Life having balance. Where would you credit that to? And when did you start picking up on those things?
I'll really say everything just came from like who you surround yourself around. Like if you surrounded yourself around greatness, you're going to be great. Whatever you surround yourself around, that's what you're going to be. So in my eyes, I was the person that always kind of liked to hang around the older kids. That's why I kind of attached to y'all very quickly. And I just picked up on things, and I'm a person that I sit back and I observe everything. I listen. I'm a watcher, and I understand, and I try to use my eyes because I realize God gave you 2 eyes for a reason, so I got to use it. So when I just sit back and I look at everything, and I was the type of person, I didn't open my mouth at first. I would hold a lot of the things that I have going in my mind to myself. Mm-hmm. But when I started to talk to more people, and I actually started to realize, hey, I didn't seen this scenario before. I didn't seen this scenario, but how can I make the best out of it? Like I'm a type of person, I don't like to complain. I like to make the best out of whatever God presents to me in front of me. So with those key things and with that aspect of life, I just guess that's why I'm here right now.
Mm. So you always had it in you.
Yeah.
You always had it in you. I find it almost remarkable because like I know you and I'm probably gonna mention this a lot because I just wanted. It's kind of crazy every time I say it. Really? I've known you since you were born. Like I've been there
18 years.
18 years.
18 consecutive years.
And like we did a lot together. Like I was always around, but not even we did a lot of service together too. And I want to talk about that as well because you're big on that part, service. We used to mom together. Shout out to MCBC mom. And we was
angelic. Don't forget that one. Angelic.
But we used to mom together, and I think now as a full-on adult, and I think about the days of us momming,
right,
and like really realizing the impact on that, and just like the impact on like, yo, we really did like touch a lot of lives doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But then also with my thing is words is power, right? What you say
Very powerful.
are powerful. And I think about all those songs that we mime to, and the word, because like we would used to say the words while we mime. That's how we wasn't supposed. You look, quote unquote, you weren't supposed to move your mouth, but we were doing it and saying it at the same time.
Yeah.
And I sometimes I wonder, and I sit there and I just be like, I wonder how much of an impact that had on my life. Yeah, do you ever think about that?
Hey, so I feel like you kind of understated a little bit. So first of all, taking it all the way back, we had a boot camp, okay? We had a boot camp. We took this mom thing very, very seriously. A 3-hour boot camp. We doing 50 push-ups. We at spring camp right now. Spring camp right now. We got the hands going on the wall. Ain't no plan. No talking, no nothing. So it started from there. So we already knew, like, hey, when we come in here to do this, it's nothing but business. Like we had it all the way down. We needed a locker room at this point. So honestly,
okay,
it was just the way y'all installed in us. We listened to the song before we started doing anything, and that's where it touched. That's where it touched bases. Like you got to understand your purpose in life. It's a purpose behind everything, and if you don't have a purpose, you're really just wasting time, and there's no point of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So those times that we sit there, listen to it, it's like, okay, I hear what she's saying. But now that I hear what she's saying, I feel the passion behind it.
You feel the emotion behind
it. Yeah, I feel the emotion.
And that's the thing. Like, we would legit start practice. We would just straight listen to the song. Probably like 3, maybe 4 times. Yeah. As many times as we need to actually, like, really, like, adapt the concept of, like, where they're coming from. Because, like, every song that we picked had a message, and we made sure of it. We was like, we just not about to do "I Smile" by Kirk Franklin just because. Yeah, like no, we did like that. What was the best? What was song?
I'll say song? Miracles. I'm gonna say Miracles.
Miracles by James Fortune.
Miracles by James.
Yeah,
Fortune.
that was
that was a roller coaster, emotional roller coaster. Yeah. And that's the other thing. I feel like during those times that we listen. And by the way, it just wasn't 2 of us. I think it was what, 5, 6?
It was about 6.
6
we
of
got
us.
Up to 6.
We got
maybe 7.
We had a whole starting 5 with a bench. Okay,
yeah.
A whole starting 5. So when we sit here listening to the song and trying to grasp what she's saying, we're also like finding a connection with it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's finding their own connection within the song. So like you might be this part, you might be that part, and then through those connections. The ones that we found the most connection with, we'll pick up on it. And then when we pick up on it, we'll speak up about it. And I feel like that's the thing about life. You have to open your mouth. You're not going to get nowhere in life with having your mouth closed. Because, like, somebody could be sitting right next to you.
If they wanted a part and they know it's their part, they'll be like, I want this part.
I want this part.
And it was also great because we gave each other the space to be able to do that. We never once was like, like it was never no hate to where like he can't do that part. It was always that space. Was like, okay, you want it, you can have it and do it about your way.
Right.
Now, and I think that's important too. Of like just one thing I'll say because like during that, because let me tell you a backstory. We had to fight to mime and Mount Carolina. Shout out to Trey. Hey man, I wish he was here.
Shout out to
Trey Washburn. Me and Trey had to fight to mime at the church.
God's given talent. You wouldn't think you have to do that.
But I remember we started doing it and we took it serious. And then it was a notion to building up to where like we're doing it every month during Sunday service. Mm-hmm. And that might be a small milestone to some. But in the eyes of us, we some trailblazers because we opened this thing up starting with 2. And then it came back to 6 or 7. And they were all, like, me and Trey around the same age. But them, like, he just graduated high school. Like, it was all younger.
5 years younger.
It was also young bulls that wanted to do it with us, too. And that took the same mindset that we had starting and was like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for real. And I'm going to do it to where, like, I'm doing it from a raw emotion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But also going back into that, not even to cut you off, but when we used to take the times out to just listen to the parts. And once we found the part that we had, I felt like we kind of keyed and started listening. Like you started telling your story on why I want this part or why I need this part. And when we would listen to it, we would listen to y'all's story too, and it would make a big connection. So that's why I feel like that's why we're here to this day right now. To be honest, that's why I'm able to be on the harvest with this man right here. Great man. I can't tell you how many times he just done looked out for us, picked us up, then asked for nothing. Hey, we going here. We won't even know what we're doing. The man will just come grab us. One time he left us at the pool, but other than that, you know what I'm saying? On the rainy day,
Oh my God.
other than that, it's been all love. So we had those bonds and we had those connections where we took the time out to open our mouth.
Yeah.
And explain what we're going through. So that I feel like that's why we're here right now.
Yeah, facts. We provided the space to really be
Yourself.
who you really are. Like, and it is no judgment it's no judgment on it. It's like I accept you for who you are. Now I may talk about your ass. I may clown on you, I may get on you, but
you got
it's
a head
still,
on you, boy.
Yeah.
You got a head on you. For real. For real.
But it's just about allowing each other and giving each other the space to be who they are. And then it's crazy because I was talking about that this weekend about how like and we can talk about it too. I know you going off to college, you about to dive into a pool, you don't even know how deep it is, man. So it's all about like I'm pretty much like knowing you and talking to you so far. You're not in the game of forcing. You ain't gonna force nothing, right? So
Natural.
it's like so it was funny because like um just observing and just watching, right? Like I mind my business, but I can tell you what's about to happen. Like I can tell when a fight about to break out before a fight even break out.
That's the APS work. That's the APS work right there, boy. A fight break out.
You know, I'm gonna let you know that, but I'm not in the game of forcing. And I see people a lot of times forcing or thinking they have control over situations and over people to where like I can't control nothing that you do. You can't control nothing that I do.
Just wish the best for you and stay behind you.
It's
Support. That's what it is, man. We got to support each other.
But I also view it as people don't give other people the space to be who they are. You try to portray an image onto somebody so hard to where like you're not even seeing that they're not even aligning with the image that you're trying to portray. But you so blinded by the fact that you think you have control over this image.
Right.
Imagine me trying to put a
wallpaper or something.
A wallpaper over you.
Hey, that's real.
Or imagine me trying to fit you in the Mona Lisa.
It's not going to put you in the frame the whole time. Yeah. You are already the frame.
And you got to see people for their frame and stop. Like I see. And I say I see because I really see it, right? But
this man right here.
But I also want to talk to you because it's like I see a lot of people forcing things now, forcing relationships, not allowing people to show who they really are. Give them the space to show who they really are and make judgment on that, right?
Yeah.
So as you go off to college, and this is OG the Young Bull. Okay. As you go off to college, give people the space to be who they are and trust your intuition and your judgment to make the right decision on whether or not I'm gonna fuck with you or I'm not gonna fuck with you. Don't try to portray it. Give them the space to show who they really are. If they showing they iffy. Because my thing is I don't want nobody around me who I can't really trust.
100% agree with that. 100%.
Like why are we even entertaining this any longer if I can't trust you?
If I can't even be myself around you too.
Yeah. So it's like as you go to college, you're gonna be seeing many faces. Especially you going to Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State is not a small college. It's really growing.
Number 3 in Georgia.
Yeah.
Number 3 in Georgia, by the way.
So, as Young Bull to OG, me as other way around, OG to Young Bull, give people space, accept them for who they are. I'm not saying that you're not doing that now, but just
all words of wisdom.
Yeah, but just allow them to be who they are and then make judgment on that. But it's like, cause it's to a point to where like it's almost the same. It's not you, it's me.
Right. So let me ask you this question because I know I'm the guest, but I'm gonna flip it back to you. So how do you maneuver when you realize something is not fitting you? Like, what's the first step of the process that you go through when you realize, hey, this might not be the best fit for me. Let me kind of like start packing my bags up to move. Like, how do you make that transition into your next chapter? Because you got a lot of things that you do. You got Harvest, you got the Reckless Clothing brand. It's a lot of different journeys that you have a lot of passion for. But how did you maneuver from chapter to chapter? Chapter.
What I'm learning now, right? First off, it's all about stillness, hearing guidance. You can't hear God when it's chaotic. You can't hear God when there's a lot of movement. Um, you need stillness and solidarity to be yourself. Get direction. Okay, where I need to go. That's why I had to learn. I had to learn to sit my ass down and really think about what I want to do before I do it. Right.
Right.
And then it also goes to just at the end of the day, you have to choose you. You have to choose you, regardless. That's the thing, and it's like people may view that as selfish, or like like oh that's just like not
He only
considerate.
looking for himself.
Yeah, but it's like you gotta be aware of where you give your energy to, and who you give your energy to. It's not just because all that energy, time, it like why waste it? Why not be intentional with your energy and with your time to where like you decide where you want to put it and how you're going to put it. If it's somewhere that you don't want to put your energy or don't seem like you can give your all to, that's another thing. Like I believe, like in the way I think, if I'm going to do something,
Do it
I'm going to
100%.
do it at the best of my ability at all
Gotcha.
times. And if I can't see myself doing it at 100% all the time, then okay, boom, I'm gonna give it some more time. Like prime example, cutting the grass, right? Like I don't. If I'm gonna cut the grass, the whole yard is getting done.
At one time, thank God, I hate people that do
Oh
that,
God!
man.
If
Cut your grass at one time.
yeah, if
Do
if
it.
if like that's how it works. If I cut the grass, I'm doing everything. I'm also blowing the yard. I'm also doing what I need to do. Get the edge trim. I'm doing all that.
100%
I don't.
of the job.
I'm no longer in the business of not giving everything my all. Something that I really want to do. So you also have to ask yourself that: can I give this opportunity my all, or can I even give this person or this because life is about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give this relationship my all? Can I actually be present? You know what I'm saying? Like you can be there, but
But
are
are
you
you
present?
mentally present?
Yeah.
That's it.
So to answer your question, it's just all those things of stillness,
Mm-hmm.
um, knowing where and like how to put my energy toward things, knowing if I can even give it my all, having the awareness to know, choosing me. If it's not aligned to me, then no. All those is how I make decisions on how I move.
Okay, so what I like what you kind of said it just then, but you also kind of said it earlier. You said the biggest thing that I heard was risk.
Mm-hmm.
So, like he said, I'm going to Kennesaw State. I had a lot of schools that I had offers from. I was blessed to receive over 25 offers from different schools all over the country, all over the world. HBCU schools and also PWI schools.
To
But
where they were giving you money.
to where they were giving me money. I had at least 5 or 3, I want to say 4 rides. But the reason I chose Kennesaw State versus choosing a predominantly black college.
What was your number one college?
My number one dream school was North Carolina A&T.
And you got accepted there, right?
Got accepted in it. Got accepted in it. But I took a risk. I took a risk because I'm at a point in my life where I'm comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm comfortable with stepping out of my comfort zone, being the only skin tone in the room. And like the biggest thing that I say that I'm working on how to go into different rooms and be able to control it. Like it's a lot of people that can walk into a room and just sit there. But it's few people that can walk in different rooms with different skin tones and learn how to sit down and learn how to talk to them and learn how to control the room. That's a big thing. So what is your mindset about controlling the room? Or even just taking the risk?
Taking risks.
I like taking the risk.
Being in an uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, let's go with that one first.
I lean back on spirituality,
Okay.
of just knowing that like through Christ that strengthens me, I can do all things. That part of just like God got me. If it don't work out, something will work out from this. Um, like my first time taking the leap, or really actually risk, was 2 years ago. 2 years ago was the first time I really took a leap or took a risk. It was
Okay.
just like, this is what I'm going to do. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Very.
But ever since I took that leap and I saw, it's a different when you see God move. When you see Him moving in your life, when you see Him adding people, taking away people, um, placing opportunities in your lap. Really, that's all He do, just place it in your lap.
Dead center in your lap.
He'll open up a window, pour you out a blessing. Remember that song at church? April, you
Boy, yeah, the bless.
over and over.
Over.
Okay.
And over.
Oh man, that well, Matt Cameron was time. Okay, but just knowing that, ever since I took that leap, it was really like, okay, like God got me. Like, how can I lose? Yeah, and it's like I really had to like build my relationship with God. But it was just like I would say mainly that, just having the faith, knowing that God is with you, and that regardless of what you do, if you keep your eyes on the prize and you stay in alignment with God, He's
That's
going to
right.
provide a way. He's going to provide a way. It may not be
Every
how you
time.
picture it, because we don't know how our life is pictured, really.
2 seconds later from now.
Yeah, you don't know how your life is pictured. You have this vision, but in actuality, you don't know how your life is pictured. All of that, it's all going to work out. It's regardless. So it was just knowing that, and just like, okay, I took this leap. Then I see God moving, and I saw God moving before I even took the leap. God was talking to me before I even took. And the leap I'm talking about was, I left. That's when I left APS. Didn't have a job for like 6 months.
Mm.
Took out my retirement account, cleaned out my retirement check from APS. Was living on that. Got it, but once I took that leap, I got an opportunity. Then I started getting more opportunities, and then I started getting, and
It's
then
a
everything,
process.
it's a process. You gotta trust the process, and everything just started flowing. Like, I kid you not, sometimes I think I was like, if I wouldn't have left APS, if it didn't have played out, that's why I credit God so much. Because it was nothing but God. I I was at a job going to a new job. The new job bailed out, and the old job was already released me. There's no way possible that I got separated from both jobs.
At the same time. At the same time. And it's like you can't even go
He
back now.
pulled me out. He said, "No, you don't need to go there, but you don't need to stay here. Figure it out." But again, the free will, and like, I had the free will to really go back. You know what I'm saying? I had the free
They
will.
don't accept you.
Yeah, I had the free. Anybody can work.
Anybody.
So it was like I had the free will, but it was just like, nah, like seeing God move. It was like I seen Him move before I had to make it. I seen Him move during, and I seen Him moving now. And every time I pray, I thank God. Thank you for what you've done.
But you
Thank you for
will.
what you're doing, and thank you for what you're about to do.
That's something powerful
Because
right
He
there.
working. He working. Ain't no way. I credit this all to God. So when you talk about taking risks, I got God on my side. I
That's
got God
real
on my
right
side. But also to you talking about controlling the room, it ties in. It really do ties in, bro. You got God on your side. Walk in that room like you meant to be there. Walk in that room like,
like
now,
it's yours.
yeah. And now, like with me, I had to work on it. Till like it wasn't until recent to where like I was like, this is who I am.
Right.
Like it or leave it. And that's nothing. Be authentic to who you are. Don't try to be nobody else when you walk into that room. Be who you are. Fuck what skin tone. Be who you are. Don't try.
It's a billion people in the world.
Yes. And it's only one of you. Be who you are. What are you switching up for? No, this
One
is
of
who I
one.
am. Like, you know how many times it's been, well, no, I'll tell you this one time. I got a speeding ticket in Cobb County. I know Cobb County don't play. Going,
Hit 'em. Probably hit him with 2,000 off bet, boy.
No. But it was a pretty penny. It was a pretty penny. But it wasn't that. So I had to go to court. I had to go to court to hear it out, you know, boom, boom, boom. So realize I'm in a courtroom at that.
In Cobb.
Yeah, in Cobb. Well, you know, it don't matter what a place is, but just a courtroom in general. Shit, it'll be a courtroom down in Savannah. Nerves. But I'm in a courtroom and like there's a lot of people there that's getting their tickets dealt with. And I just sat there. I sat there and I waited until my name would be called. And I just sat there. I stayed still. I didn't worry about. I seen someone behind me that came in after me, got checked, like that got spoken to before me. You know, usually people gonna trip. Nah, I've been here for the longest. Yada yada yada. No, I just sat there. There's a lesson in that. Sit there until your name is called.
Hold on now.
Sit there until your name is called. Stop trying to figure shit out for yourself, or stop trying to. Well, how they get that when I wasn't. I was doing that before they even started that. So how they get there? Sit there until your name is called.
I like that. I like that. That's wisdom right there. And if you think about it, that's what I try to like pour into people. How you kind of going back to what you said earlier about wisdom. Like a lot of people, they get kind of confused because other people might have this, but they might not have this. But they've been doing it way longer, like you said, but they don't have it. See, the thing is, I like to say this. The blessing that God is making for you, or is that already being made for you, it's something that's bigger than what the next person got.
Ooh, talk to him.
If you know,
it's almost like they don't know that God will deliver.
Yeah, they second guessing it. But here's the thing. I like to connect it to the food because everybody like food.
Mm-hmm. The harvest.
Everybody like food.
Connect to the food.
Great food is not made in 2 seconds. Great food is made overnight. It has to marinate. Your blessing has to marinate inside you. That's why it's not coming to you.
Oh man, that man went to the kitchen with me. Oh man,
you gotta marinate. So
grandma don't prep that ham the morning.
Yeah, no. She started Friday.
Oh man, you don't prep that meat on the grill hours before.
Nah, you walk in that kitchen for 2 days straight, smelling good.
Oh man, you
gotta marinate.
You gotta marinate. Woo! But also, okay, so that's a word. That's a word. Let your blessing marinate.
No.
And sit there until your name is called.
Yeah.
So I sat in that courtroom, and I'm seeing everybody, and like it's getting to the point to where the people I even sat down with left, and I'm just sitting there. I'm sitting there till my name called. Like I'm like, okay, boom, man. So the lawyer who was talking to everyone, she was like, "Have you been helped, sir?" I said, "No, I just been." She was like, "You've been sitting there for a minute. Let me get you. I'm like, okay, cool." Gave it to the lawyer at the table. Peep that I've been sitting there for a long time. I ain't made a sound. I'm just sitting there. Since you've been sitting there that long, your ticket dismissed. On everything.
Didn't even have to open the mouth.
Didn't have to open my mouth. I said thank you and got the hell on.
Time and
I
patience.
sat there until my name was called. And then when my name was called, guess what I was blessed with? I was blessed with a blessing. I ain't had to pay. What? This ain't got to go on my record?
Clean record, no money. You ain't lose. You ain't lost nothing.
So, I'll take that from that. I'll take this. Take this fruit with you. Sit. And I said this last episode. I was telling people to sit their ass down. That was my thing. I was telling people to sit their ass down. Sit until your name is called. Some of y'all in school didn't know how to sit your ass down when the teacher said sit down. That's why you like. Let me stop. Let me stop. Yeah.
I was one of them.
Yeah. But sit until your name is called. And let God do his work. And let God deliver. Because he's an on-time God. And he just letting your blessing marinate. He's an on-time God. Sorry for the malfunctions. But the question I asked Jamon was what does he desire out of life? What do he seek to desire? And you say your 2 biggest things were perseverance and understanding. And then
I think I was tying it into my story.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna keep it short. But so to say the less, nonetheless, it was one of the hardest times of my life. I actually wasn't going to run for a minute because I couldn't do anything. I couldn't go to class. I had a prescription not to go to class. So this particular day, to win Mr. Tri-Cities, is 3 categories. You have to do a talking segment, a performance, and it's votes. So I'm sitting in class, and I'm actually trying to do what my doctor said not to do. Trying to read the board. Couldn't read the board, and I just started staring off. And out of nowhere, I didn't know what my talent was going to be. But God put it in my head, and he put the whole 9 yards from start to finish. But I say that to say because during that time, I just wanted to stop. Like, I didn't want to do anything, but I found the will to keep going. I found the will to keep pushing because I understand that it was bigger than me. The title is just not for me to have on my back saying Mr. Tri-Cities. It's for a community thing. And that also helped me to start my first nonprofit organization called Life Talk. It's to help the youth of the community to build up and to just give them extra talks about like what's ahead, what's next. Whether they're in elementary school, going to middle school going to high school, whatever's coming, just prepare them. Because sometimes people in our community, they just need an extra hand. They just need somebody there that makes them feel like they're welcome and they're loved. And that's what we got to make. We just got to spread love through our community. You don't know who's sitting next to you.
Lead with love.
Yeah, lead with love and just keep going. You don't know who's sitting next to you. You don't know what they're capable of. But as long as you give them time and you actually try to understand them, I promise you, they're going to do something with it. They're going to do something with it.
That's real. That's powerful. Good stuff, brother.
Thank you, my brother.
Man, be back with us. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Tell us how you feel. Tell us what you got from this conversation. Hey, checking out with you. It's your boy, Tony. Peace.
Peace. The harvest, man.